Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Admissions Live. We're calling it something a little different now because we've gotten super fancy. We're not just streaming to Facebook, we're also streaming to YouTube. So if you're out there right now and you're on Facebook, you've probably found us. But also if you're coming in and you're on YouTube, welcome. We're so excited to have both of our audiences, our Facebook audience and our YouTube audience, joining us for Ask Admissions. What do we do during this time? Today is a really special day, so it's exciting to have two current students here at KSU on set with me. This is a time for you to ask questions. This is a time for you to feel comfortable with your choice to go to KSU, or maybe you're on the fence and you're figuring out, is KSU the place for you? So we are here today to help you find your way to our nest. You like that? Okay, I tried to work in something. So you're gonna fly your way into our nest, and I think that's gonna happen today when you hear from these two awesome ladies. So my name is Jordan Stevenson. I'm the Director of Student Recruitment. And like I said, we have two fantastic KSU students with us here today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and then we're gonna get to news from the nest. Here you go.
Well, good morning. Well, I guess afternoon, everyone now. My name is Bree Stabler. I am a freshman here at Kennesaw State University, and I live here on the Kennesaw campus. I am currently a biology major with a minor in marketing. Some super cool things that I like to do here on campus are the fact that I'm a part of the honors program, as well as I'm in the advanced majors program, which is for our biology, science, and math students. So if that's interesting to you, I would definitely look more into that. I actually grew up about 20 minutes away from Kennesaw, but I went to school in Johns Creek, Georgia. I am a Chattahoochee Cougar. So if you live in the Johns Creek area, go Cougars.
Very good.
Hey everybody, my name is Morgan Patterson. I'm a freshman technical communications major on the Marietta campus. I'm a part of the Kennesaw Nuclear Society, and I grew up in Monticello, Georgia, which is in Jasper County, which is about an hour and a half away from Marietta, and welcome to the live.
So Monticello used to be the capital of Georgia. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Wow. Okay, so I love history, by the way. Georgia's had, I think, 6 different capitals. I might have made that up. It might be 4. Somebody out there can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But at one point, Monticello was one of them. And then it trickled its way on up to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So there you go.
We still are a capital. We are the deer capital of Georgia.
There you go. There you go. Not the cougar capital like Johns Creek. That could be interpreted many different ways. But no, I used to live in North Fulton. So super close. Love Chattahoochee High School.
Yay.
Yes. Spent a lot of time in North Fulton. So I lived in Milton and Roswell. My daughter went to Roswell, which looks exactly the same as Chattahoochee High School. There was that time period where they were building multiple schools at the same time with the same plans.
Yeah.
So I'd always walk into Chattahoochee and I knew exactly where I was going when I had to go get to the counseling office. Thank you all for being here with us today. These types of lives are my favorite because y'all have such a unique perspective, the most meaningful perspective to people that are out there on the other side of the cameras, the other side of the internet, to hear about why y'all picked KSU, what you're involved in, which, holy cow, y'all are super involved. We're gonna talk about how do you do AMP and honors, because, could you throw something else in there? You're a brand ambassador, all sorts of other stuff, but do you have time for anything else to fit?
I'm also a tour guide as well.
Holy cow, see, check this out, everybody. It can be done. So out there, I love, especially if you're on Facebook, my Facebook moms that are here, what's up? If your student complains to you and says they don't have time, we'll let them talk to Bree, and Bree can tell you how it's done. She'll organize her whole schedule for you. And then Morgan, we're definitely going to talk about this whole nuclear society thing and what's going on with that. So we'll get to that here in a minute. As you're out there, you're thinking of questions, please pop them in the chats on both Facebook and on YouTube. We'd love to answer them live here. And if we aren't able to get to them live, we'll definitely answer your questions either during the chat or after. So a couple of things of note, things that are going on here at KSU. Right now, we have, speaking of being a tour guide, we have on-campus tours happening face-to-face, as has become part of our vocabulary, whether something's virtual, face-to-face, hybrid, all these kinds of things that we say now. I used to say it's online. Like that was like maybe 10 years ago. Like, oh, the event's online or something like that. Now you have to specify what is it. Is this a face-to-face event? So we are face-to-face, in-person campus tours, and they have been going incredibly well. We do ask that you wear a mask when you come. We do keep you socially distanced in our tour room. Just to put it in perspective, our tour room here on the Kennesaw campus, we're doing tours on both Marietta and Kennesaw, but our tour room here on the Kennesaw campus could hold up to 150 people. Right now, we're keeping it down to about 45 people. So we're really taking the appropriate precautions during this pandemic. But we realized, and we started back with in-person campus tours back in mid-September, we know students, when they come to Kennesaw State, more often than not, they pick to enroll at Kennesaw State. Hence why we're number 14 in the nation. I don't know if y'all knew this, but 14th in the nation by U.S. News and World Report of schools that students are most eager to enroll at. So really cool. When students are admitted here, they tend to actually enroll here at KSU. So come and take a campus tour Monday through Friday, both campuses. We have tours going next week. We actually have 3 tours each day next week for Thanksgiving week, heading up into Thanksgiving. We're not here Thanksgiving. We're not here for Friday after Thanksgiving, but we are here Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then following that, we are here in December as well. So sign up for a campus tour. You do that at visit.kennesaw.edu. If you are not comfortable coming to campus, or you cannot come to campus for any number of reasons, just timing, whatever it is, we also have an incredible virtual campus tour that's available on our website. So go check that out. It's right there on the visit.kennesaw.edu website. You can click on the virtual tour. Really in-depth views inside of our buildings, fantastic videos, awesome pictures, a lot of commentary in there as well. So check that out, and hopefully that can help you learn more about both of our beautiful campuses. We have plenty of admissions events that are happening throughout the remainder of the year. So if you're on this live session today, or you come back and you watch it a week later, whenever you're watching this, and you have questions, check out our website, visit.kennesaw.edu. I already said it. I've said it now many times. Y'all could probably say it for me next time. But check out that website because we have a special events portion of the website. We have everything from sessions for international students, transfer students, adult learners, first-year students. That's freshmen, transfer freshmen if you're in high school. We have sessions for dual enrollment students. So make sure you're joining the session that makes the most sense for you by your student type, and ask any questions that you need to ask so that you're comfortable with either moving forward with your application or committing to Kennesaw State. So check out the special events portion of the website. Speaking of making decisions, we are super close to some deadlines for spring 2021. So we're going to talk a little bit about spring 2021 here today as well. But if you're looking to come to school spring of next year, spring 2021, I know every time I say it, it sounds like the super future. It was like that with 2020, but this has been a ridiculously terrible year. So 2021 is definitely the future, and we're looking forward to it. This might be the most celebrated New Year's, at least in our lifetimes. So it's going to be interesting. But spring 2021 application deadline is this Friday. You have until 11:59 p.m. this Friday. That's the 20th of November to apply for spring 2021. And then you have until December the 1st to turn in all of your supporting documentation. So that's a high school transcript if you're coming in as a first-year student. If you're a transfer student, that's a college transcript from every institution you've ever attended since high school. That's the way Jordan always says it. So get us those required documents to be able to make a decision on your application. You have until December the 1st to get us those things. That's a Tuesday. I know because I was in my calendar earlier today setting up meetings and things like that. So you have until Tuesday, December the 1st to get us those documents. Do not delay. And we are communicating with you in many different ways. So I'm going to use this space to say, if you get a text message from the university and you look at it and you're like, is this spam? Why would you be texting me? Because I know now y'all get way more texts than I do. I'm very sure. One, because you're cool. Two, because you're a lot younger than me. But you get a text message and you go, "Ooh, should I open this?" Like, Okay, so if it's from Kennesaw State, it's highly unlikely that somebody's hacked us or has, is impersonating Kennesaw State, right? Because we're low on the priority list of things to impersonate. They're going to be impersonating somebody else and reaching out to your bank. So don't open those. But if you're getting a text from Kennesaw State, check it out. We're texting out so many different cool things. You really want to pay attention to what we're texting to you. And then also check your email, because we're communicating with you via email as well as physical mail. But to tell you all sorts of things like our deadline dates and like things that you need to turn in to be able to get a decision here at KSU. So make sure you're checking those things in a timely fashion. We use some of this time to teach students. When I was going to college way back in the day, email's still very new. And I got my first email when I actually enrolled in college. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Thanks for the email. Address, what am I supposed to use it for? And back then, professors didn't email at all, stuff like that, because, of course, it was very new for them as well. Now, we use it a lot. And email is just another form of communication. But it's hard for high school students, particularly, because you're not used to using email, except for maybe something like you want to be on some sort of list for some company, getting notifications about coupons, whatever it may be. You may have signed up for some different things, but you're not using it in mass like us old people are. So my recommendation to you is to get to where you're checking email daily. It just becomes a part of your routine. And the same thing is going to go now for text messages, but we know you check that daily. It's mainly get into a routine of checking your email daily, because colleges are emailing you with important information, as an example. And when you get to college, we're going to email you daily with important information, things you need to pay attention to. So there you go. I'll get off of my old man soapbox rant here and end news from the nest. Again, comments coming in, post them there in the chat. We will answer them live. But Bree, Morgan, tell me and tell them a little bit more about yourselves. You did great intros. Thank you so much for letting people know a little bit more about y'all. But I want to ask the first question right off the bat. Why did you pick to attend Kennesaw State University?
Okay, great. So I guess I'll go ahead and start off. The reason I chose Kennesaw State University is because I actually grew up about 20 minutes from here. So I would always go to the Walmart that is right next to Kennesaw, see the Bob Bus, go to all the football games. Every time I would see a Kennesaw student, I always saw myself, and I was like, that is what I want to be when I grow up. Like, that was just success to me. And so when it came time to make decisions, I actually only applied to 4 colleges, Kennesaw State being my #1 college. I got accepted into all 4 colleges, but I just didn't even look for the acceptance letters after I got accepted into Kennesaw, because I knew once I got in Kennesaw, that means I had succeeded. I had met my goal. My younger version of myself had succeeded. Not to mention, I love food. And did you know we are 5th best in the nation, ranked by bestcolleges.com for food? Like, I love it here. Yeah. Amazing food, amazing professors. Their honors program is super amazing. Like, what more could you ask for in a school?
That's awesome. I agree on everything you've said. I will say, even the Commons and Stingers, they're stepping it up even another notch. Mm-hmm. So Guy, who's the executive chef over in the Commons, invited some of us over to try out some new desserts. So watch out for these really cool dessert pop-up stands that they're going to do. They did these, you probably know more about them than I do, these hot chocolate bombs. Oh. That, I'm not on Instagram, so I'm not seeing all this cool stuff, but you drop the chocolate ball that's filled with hot chocolate mix and all sorts of other goodies like marshmallows and other types of chocolate and stuff into a cup, and then put hot milk over it, and it opens itself up and mixes up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is so involved, and y'all are going to get to go into the Commons or Stingers and eat it, because you're students and you have meal plans. So for me, it was this is a really fancy treat. Y'all just gonna be able to go in and get it. But anyways, cool stuff. He sent us some really cool stuff for Thanksgiving. Anyways, just the desserts are going through the roof. Really cool stuff. Okay, anyways, there you go. Sorry, I got excited. You mentioned food.
All right, so the main reason I chose Kennesaw is originally I was a mechanical engineering major, and when I was looking at colleges to choose from for mechanical engineering, Kennesaw ranked very highly on that list, and I decided to apply, and once I got in, it was kind of the same with Bree. I kind of just stopped there, and I was like, this is where I want to be. Now I've changed because I've taken some classes and I've kind of figured out what I wanted to do, but definitely was ranked highly. And once I got here, I realized how accepting it was, and just they get you involved. There's always something going on. There's always something exciting to do. So it was definitely being involved that got me very excited to be here.
Let's keep in that same vein and talk about involvement. What were some of the things very early on? Maybe it was through orientation. Maybe it was like, first day you get here to school or welcome week. What are some of the things that really popped out to you that was like, ooh, I definitely want to get involved in that? And then are you involved in it still now? What are the top things that you're involved in from a student life side that you would really like to tell everybody about?
So something I really like being involved in right now is the honors program. They've had so many events for us lately. We actually had a Where's Waldo competition, and I was out till, I want to say 3 a.m. trying to find the area where Waldo was hiding so that I could be the first person, because whoever won actually won a scholarship and dinner with the dean of the honors program. So that really got me super involved. Also in my honors living community, I live in the living learning community, and our RA does a lot of events to get us out and about into the community. So they actually had a haunted house over in the housing, as well as we had a bunch of events where we went painting, and they made us make, well, not made us, but they had us make kites, etc.
You're gonna make this kite.
Yeah, just really fun things to get us out and into the community, and it's super amazing because you get to meet new people every day.
So hold on, what was this haunted house like?
It was so scary. I went in kind of thinking, oh, it's just going to be like, a normal. No, I went in, oh my goodness. And it was run by students, completely by students.
That's why it was scary.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was very scary. But really fun also.
What do they scare you with? Extra homework?
Yeah.
They're like, extra homework. Sorry, no, I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Dad joke. Okay. How about you, Morgan?
Honestly, even when I was a senior in high school and I was watching these lives and, orientation really got me involved. And then once I got here, I'm also part of a living learning community. I'm in the engineering LLC, and we actually have a lot of things that go on to MAC, which is the Marietta Activities Council. Always has something going on. Like last night we had a bonfire, hot chocolate. We have
Perfect time for that.
all the time. And so definitely there's always something going on, and either it be with our LLC, because our LLC is very tight knit, it's basically 1 or 2 floors, and or with MAC, you always have something to do, and you never have an excuse not to get out.
So you both live on campus, is that what I picked up on?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Tell everybody a little bit about, if you don't mind, about your living situation on campus. Do you live in a suite style room, an apartment style room? How's living on campus been for you? Are you all the type, you're not dressed like it right now, but are you the type that rolls out of bed in your pajamas? Well, now most classes are virtual, but rolls out of bed in your pajamas and immediately in class or going to class? Talk to people. What's that like?
So currently I live in Austin Residence Complex. So it's going to be our apartment style. So it's going to have 4 bedrooms with your own bathrooms. And then you share a living room and a kitchen. And I have 3 other super amazing roommates, Genesis, Alice, and Destiny. I know they're watching right now, so hey guys.
What up?
And we actually, we got matched together, so we did not know each other before moving on campus, but they are my very best friends now that I have moved on campus. So that is super amazing. We do have a washer and dryer inside the community. So it definitely teaches you to grow up. It teaches you to keep clean. But it also gives you that freedom, because you're not going to have your parents there to be like, hey, Bree, it's time to get up. You have to get yourself up, self-accountability, and it really helps you just to become an adult without throwing you into the real world just yet. So it's a great stepping stool to get you into real life outside of college, really.
I live in Hornet Village on the Marietta campus. It is a dormitory style, so you have singles and doubles. I live in a single, so I have one other roommate, and we have our own bedrooms, but we share a bathroom, and we have our own sinks, and we have a little kitchenette area that we share. But then we have doubles, which is basically the same thing, but you live with another person in the same room. We have laundry and washers on the terrace level floor, so you have to walk down your flight of stairs or elevator, but it's definitely a community feeling because you can walk right down the hall and say hi to your friends. You can hang out in the common area, social distancing and wearing masks, obviously, but and you can hang out and just get to know them and be really close with them. And that's what I love about it because it's just such a community-based living space.
Now, Morgan, are you the type that you hang out, like when you're doing your laundry, you hang out in the laundry room, or do you trust people and you like go away and go about your business doing other stuff?
Actually, we're not supposed to hang out in the laundry room. We're supposed to be able to leave, but we have to come back and get our stuff. We can't leave it, or there's a little table where we put your stuff, and you can come back and get it. But no, you can basically trust everybody there. It's very trust-based, and that's how we work.
There you go. Good. Nice. That sounds good. Well, we have some questions already. Are you all ready for some questions?
Of course.
Nice.
Jordan, our first question is for you because it pertains to honors.
Oh gosh.
So maybe Bree, but you probably
Yeah. We'll let Bree answer it. Yeah.
It's directed at the spring deadline. So the deadline is November 30th for spring. Do you know how quickly they turn around decisions in the Honors College?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So the Honors College does a fantastic job of working through applications on a rolling basis. They're meeting weekly to discuss the applicants to the Honors College. Becca mentioned it, I have the great pleasure of working with the Honors College as the admissions liaison. And they are really quick with their turnaround. Spring is not nearly the volume is not nearly as high as for fall each year. Fall is kind of the traditional time to start honors. So if you are out there and you've asked this question, or you haven't, and you had nothing, you didn't even know about the Honors College until Bree mentioned the Honors College. If you are interested, apply. Get that application in, and usually about a week to 2 weeks, you're getting a decision back. You do have to be admitted to the university, so you must be admitted to the university first, and then you can go to honors.kennesaw.edu. There's an eligibility tab on the left-hand side. Click that and start your application, get it turned in. Shouldn't take you too long. There are essay prompts, so prepare yourself when you go in there to check it out. There will be an essay prompt. And applying to the Honors College, they're a holistic review. So they're looking for well-rounded students that are truly interested in coming and engaging a little more in their education, wanting to get more out of their undergraduate education. But it is an absolutely fantastic opportunity to really enhance what you're wanting to do at KSU and prepare you, like Bree said, for the real world. Get out there into the real world. So yeah, check it out.
Okay, yeah, Bree, tell us maybe your favorite honors experience other than the scavenger hunt, like on the academic side, because I know a lot of times we get questions about, is it harder, that kind of thing. So maybe just a little insight into that.
I think one of my favorite honors experiences so far on the academic side would be on the Honors 1101, and it's a super fun class. It's going to be a class about 5 to 10 people currently because, but the class is super fun, and we do a lot of projects, learning labs, and stuff like that. I actually just took a personality test my last class there, and I found out that I am an orange personality, which means I'm a very outgoing type personality, and we just talked about how our personalities, mix with one another. So it's a really amazing class. So I highly recommend taking that class. Well, I do believe it's required, but don't get sad because it is required because it is an amazing class. I'm super happy I took it because it was just a great class to get me involved in the honors community.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay. I have another question. So more of a statement. I'll phrase it. Jordan, you can maybe give us a little insight into what the spring semester is going to look like as far as classes.
Yeah,
how they're being offered.
Yeah, right. So you can actually go out there right now if you're looking to see what certain classes will look like in terms of the mode of delivery of instruction. You can see if they're going to be in person, if they're going to be hybrid, or they're going to be online. And I do want to note that we have more classes available in the spring that are in person than we did have this past fall. Universities, and I will say particularly Kennesaw State University, because one, that's my experience, it's where I work, but also when looking around at other institutions, we have done an extremely good job of being able to maintain university operations, the act of delivering the space for education. That's how I'm going to say what is higher education. And to be able to have our students living on campus, eating on campus, participating in things on campus in a safe way, but still a meaningful way, we have done a really good job of managing this horrible pandemic. So in understanding, and as the nation and the world understands more about COVID-19, moving into the spring, we are in a much better position to be able to offer more in-person classes. So we have a mixture still of in-person, hybrid, and online, but you can actually go out there and look at class schedules. So if you want to see what is a lower level calculus class and what are the offerings for that, what is an architecture course or electrical engineering or whatever it may be, you can actually go out there, and even as a student that's a prospective student, if you're just curious, or maybe you're a current student and you're asking this question and you haven't looked at your class schedule builder, you can actually go out there and look and see what's available to you for the spring. But our goals are to continue to press towards being what I will call more of a normal semester, and we're going to be moving in that direction as we're moving through 2021. But should you expect, I want to call out something and mention something. So when you see a course that's listed out there on the course schedule builder, if you're looking, let's say, at an accounting 2101 course, something like that, and it says it's going to be in person, that class is going to be in person. If you look out there and you see that it's a hybrid class, that class is going to be hybrid. There's not, for spring 2021, there's not going to be a switcheroo. So as it's listed out on the website, that is going to be the mode of delivery for you. So please feel confident in what you're signing up for, and trust. If you want all in-person classes, do your best to find those. If you want all online, do your best to find those, and trust that you're going to actually have class delivered that way to you in spring 2021.
And when does registration close? I know it. I was
going to say, that's a great question. That's
it's
not,
January 6th.
That's not my business. But January 6th, great. That's 2 days after my birthday, just so everybody knows.
Awesome.
Yep. So January 4th. If
that's
anybody
how we'll
wants
remember it.
The greatest day. Not really, but yeah, that's how you'll remember it. That's my aunt's birthday. What up, Aunt Cynthia? She's not watching this. But so January 6th, great.
January 6th.
Great.
So you have until then to look at those offerings. And
yeah, but don't wait, don't delay.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's the thing, right? Have y'all registered for spring?
Yes,
yeah,
on the spot.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Yeah, no, of course y'all have, because you're model students. You're awesome, and that's why you're here on set with me today. But no, and I understand. Sometimes, I mean, life just gets overwhelming, and I mean, I'm in a PhD program right now, and every semester I have to register for classes, and testing. Every semester, even though I work in higher ed and have for a very long time, registration always sneaks up on me, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, I got to put this on my calendar. I got to know when to register, when time does my time ticket open, all that kind of stuff. So if you're out there and you're just kind of ho-humming through life, don't put off registration. You can put off some other things, but don't put off class registration.
Yeah, and on that note, I'd be interested to hear, I know what I did when I was a student to prepare for registration, but if you guys have any tips about, the weeks leading up, how did you get ready? What was your process?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone who has joined us today, you're going to get my little secret that I love to do.
Woohoo!
Shh, don't tell anybody, because if you tell people, then it's going to get out.
It's just for the live stream.
Yes, just for the live stream.
Yeah.
So since I am an honor student and a tour guide, I actually get priority registration, so that's super amazing. So I am within the first round of people who get to pick for classes. So if you are an honor student and you are looking forward to that, definitely look out for the priority registration. So you're most likely going to get the schedule you want. So what I go ahead and do is search up the classes that I want, and I make a schedule, and I make boxes. And so once I find the teachers and the times that I want, I put my schedule onto like an agenda, and I map out which time it is, and I get all of the course numbers. And I always have backup classes just in case the class I want fills up too quickly. Once I have all of my course numbers down, I put them into a Word document, and I copy them. And then once my time ticket opens up, I just click copy and I paste it over into my little search bar, and all of my course numbers are going to be there. Once you click enter, all the classes that you want are just automatically going to show up. So you don't have to click around as much because it's like almost instantaneous that you are going to have all your classes. So you don't have to worry about too many people getting ahead of you because you are ahead of the game and you are already prepared. So always, always, always prepare before your time or ticket is going to pop up. Highly recommend it.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely take Bree's advice because you definitely have to prepare and make sure that you have the classes that you want. I do a little thing in Owl Express called Class Schedule Builder, which is an amazing thing. Basically, you can go in, type in the class that you want, and all the classes with every single professor will come up, and you add every class that you desire into it, and it will create a bunch of different schedules for you, and you can choose which ones you liked, and on the day of your registration, you can put it into your registration cart, and then you can click register, and if the class is open, it will automatically register you, and if it's not, then you kind of have to go back and make some switches and search for some classes, but that's a super easy way to do it, especially if you're coming in and trying to figure out how to get your classes registered for.
Nice. Good advice, both of y'all.
Awesome. All right, next
Yeah,
question.
yeah, next question.
Okay, so I don't have a real name. This one's coming from YouTube. It's Adidas Girl.
Cool.
So,
Adidas girl.
She's been accepted. So
Nice. Hooty
that's
Hoo.
pretty cool.
Yay.
Yep. So her question is, when can she sign up for orientation and housing, and are there fees involved with both of those?
When can you sign up for orientation and housing, and are there fees assigned with both of those? Yes, and let me tell you when. So December 1st, coming up. I already told you what day of the week that's going to be. It's going to be
Tuesday.
Well, yeah, that was more for the people that are actually watching this live, and then they would say
Sorry.
Tuesday. But yes, you did it for them. You demonstrated it. Very good, Becca.
Thank you.
So on Tuesday, December the 1st, the housing application is going to open, and orientation for fall 2021 is going to open. That's a big Tuesday. That's a really big Tuesday. So prepare yourselves. Be ready. When you fill out the housing application, there is a fee associated to go ahead and submit that application. So pay attention to what is required of you. As a matter of fact, housing had a live yesterday. So really cool. Hopefully you checked that live out. If not, go and watch it after you get off of our session. It's right there on Facebook, on YouTube as well. So go check out those things, and you can hear a little bit more about the housing application process. Orientation, like I said, will also open that day by our Office of New Student Programs, and orientation will be all through the summer. There's like probably 18 or 20 different sessions that happen over the summer as we prepare for fall 2021. We are really hopeful. I know this question is going to come up. We are really hopeful that we're going to have in-person orientations for during the summer of 2021 for fall 2021, but we don't know yet. So if you're getting ready to ask that question, or you've already asked that question, then I just answered it. Looking in my crystal ball, hopefully that's what I said all this past year. Hopefully we will have in-person orientations, but for right now we don't know. But there is a fee associated with attending new student orientation, so check that out also. But good question.
And we're going to have them live with us on the 30th.
Yeah, that's right. Holy cow.
So the day before
Lots
everything
of
opens.
lives that day. We have our Facebook and YouTube stream in the afternoon. What time's that at, Becca?
3:30.
3:30. So 3:30 that afternoon, you get out of school, you're ho-humming around, you need something to do, watch our live. Mom and dad at work want to not do work, want to stream on social, pop in 3:30, okay? And then that evening, starting at 6, I believe, right? 6, yeah. We're going to have an Instagram live, and I'm going to go live half of the time with housing and half of the time with orientation. So if you miss our afternoon session, you're going to get to see more of the informal version on Instagram from 6 to 7, so check that out.
Awesome. That's it for questions for now.
Okay, awesome. What has been your favorite experience at KSU so far? So think deep. Look through all this catalog of all these cool experiences you've had. What's your favorite experience you've had at KSU so far?
I think my favorite experience since I've been at KSU so far is their movie night that they have on the football field.
Ooh, cool.
So they tape out boxes. All the boxes are 6 feet apart, and 4 people can go into those boxes. So I went with my roommate. So there was 3 of us, and we all went into the boxes. And they used the big screen that they used to put the score. I guess it's called the scoreboard. And they used that to project the movie. And we went and we saw Jumanji one night. And then the other night we watched Black Panther, and it was super amazing, something to get you out the dorm. They had popcorn, drinks. It was super fun, and it was my first time being on the physical field. Like, yes, I've sat in the bleachers, but I've never actually been down on the field. So it was a really amazing perspective, and it was super fun, and I just loved posting pictures of it, and great movies also.
Now, which Jumanji? Now, if you didn't know, there's 2 of them. Well,
There
there's
are.
actually multiple, but there was one in the 90s. The real one. And then there's the one with The Rock.
It was the one with the rock.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
The one in the 90s is kind of whack. The CG is kind of strange. So, yeah. You see like the CG monkeys, and it's just a little too, you're like, whoa, technology's not there yet. So, yeah. Okay, cool. What about you, Morgan?
Probably the most exciting experience I've had is we had a semi-formal dance on the green right across from Hornet Village, and it was kind of nice because some people didn't get to experience prom, their
true.
senior year. So this was kind of their prom experience, and we got to dance, listen to some great music, we got goodies, masks. And it was a fun experience, and just to be able to hang out with your friends and get that, experience that some of us got to miss during quarantine.
What was the dancing like?
Social distanced.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Very
figure out.
distanced.
I mean, I'm no dancing,
It was
expert here, but
kind of just a little like
yeah,
that.
yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, how about this? We're going to keep in this favorite theme, and take yourselves into Stingers or the Commons, or it could be you grabbed some incredible lunch from Panda Express or Chick-fil-A or something on campus, but normally you don't get blown away by so much so by some like random chicken biscuit that it's now your favorite thing you've ever eaten on campus. What is your favorite thing you've eaten while at KSU?
I need to do one too when you're done, Bree.
Sorry. Easily Fried Chicken Thursday. We love Fried Chicken Thursday here
Yeah,
at
good
Kennesaw. Best day of the week. The lines are outside of the door. Everyone wants to get in. And this one time on Fried Chicken Thursday, they had this amazing cobbler. So good. I had to go back up for seconds. I said, freshman 15, are you coming for me this year? I already knew it was game over for me.
What kind of cobbler?
It was apple cobbler.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Nice.
very good.
Yum. I'm a peach cobbler fan myself because I'm a Georgian, so through and through. Yeah. Anyways.
I have to agree with Bree. I actually got some fried chicken before I came over here because
I was gonna say it's Thursday.
Exactly.
So.
I grabbed some. I was like, I have to get some, and then I had mac and cheese, which is great,
Yo.
and some green beans, which are also amazing. But I do have to say that Stingers on Marietta campus has the best carnival cookies. They're basically like little M&M cookies.
I was like, what's a
with chocolate.
carnival cookie?
So it has like M&Ms in it, just chocolate chips, but they just make them like they're great. I get them every time I go in the Stingers. I love them.
Now, do you dip them in like the yogurt because there's like the soft serve yogurt or other things? There's always like a slew of desserts. Do you do any of that?
No, I don't have any soft serve or anything. I just kind of get carnival cookies because
You got to branch out now.
There's my go-to. They do have like Twix cups, and there's always something interesting for dessert at Stingers too.
College, like in the cafeteria. Now, the school that I went to, we called it the Caf. So it was actually good, but nowhere near like the Commons or Stingers. But that's the time to experiment, right? Because let's be honest, you've already paid for it. So do some crazy concoctions, try out some just wackadoo desserts. Yeah. Now's the time. Okay, so your challenge is to experiment. I'm going to give that to you. Becca, what's your favorite?
Okay. at Marietta campus. Stingers, one open house. I don't know if they were just showing off for open house.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's
man.
every day.
Every day. Okay, these onion rings were covered in hot Cheetos, and I'll never forget them.
Oh, wait, I actually remember that day. I remember everybody commented about
They
it.
were so good, like dipped in ranch because they were spicy. So
Wow.
they're always trying fun, different things like that. Yeah. What's your favorite thing? The pizza?
Well, I do like the pizza, but I'm not going to say it's my favorite thing. I mean, because, that's like saying Chick-fil-A is
It's
your
pretty
favorite
basic.
thing. Yeah, it's pretty basic. Yeah, I ain't basic. But I one time okay, I have two. So I one time came. This was years ago, and I had duck. Duck's not my favorite, but I was like, wait a minute, this is a college campus, and they're creating these types of entrees. I was like, I've had duck once before in my life because I tried to be fancy. There may be some people out there that's like, why are you eating that little duck? I don't know. I didn't get to see it first, so I don't know if it was little or big. But yeah, it is what it is. So the duck was kind of mind blowing at the culinary experience you can have at Kennesaw State. I have also had oysters, which is totally wild that you would trust oysters this far inland. And I did because I'm a risk taker, and they were great. I've had oysters before, but they were fantastic. Probably the best food I've had is I did have prime rib one night, and that was like a double swipe night.
Yeah.
So the students know what's up with that. But that was a fantastic night. I think it was like scalloped potatoes, prime rib. What else did I have? Like green bean casserole. Like it was just like Jordan fill up.
Yeah, that sounds good. They do those double swipes. I see it on Instagram a lot, like fancy nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you all been to any of those?
We had mussels. I think it
Woo.
was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So amazing. My roommates, they got some. I got some. We were like, I've never had mussels before. I didn't know what they were. And I was like, let me try this. It was so cool, but I didn't know how to eat it, so I felt very interesting trying.
Yeah. Well, see, again, great time to experiment.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So cool.
Got another question.
Oh, okay.
A lot about the SAT and ACT. People wanting to know what the requirements are for 2021.
Yeah, great. So looking any semester in 2021, by the way, we are test optional. So you do not have to turn in an SAT or ACT. So that's fantastic for so many people out there. I know test anxiety is a real thing, and preparing to take either the SAT or the ACT is really a long, drawn-out process for high school students or students that are interested in dual enrollment. And so you don't have to worry about that for 2021, which is just fantastic. If you apply to KSU, you're applying as a freshman or as a transfer freshman. A transfer freshman is somebody that has less than 30 credit hours earned from college. That could be dual enrollment. It could be your actual, you've graduated from high school, attended college as a degree-seeking student, you have less than 30 credit hours, then historically we ask that you turn in an SAT or an ACT because that's part of the admissions process. But because of the lack of testing dates and test locations, we, along with other University System of Georgia schools, have gone test optional for 2021. You can still turn in a standardized test score if you like, an SAT or an ACT. There's really not much of a reason to do so, so I will just say it that way. Even the Honors College has waived their testing requirements, so that's fantastic. You can be considered to join the Honors College without an SAT or an ACT. You may still want to turn one in for some scholarship consideration, particularly I'm thinking of outside of the institution. But that's something that you'll have to investigate as to the requirements of each scholarship that you're applying for. So all of that being said, we don't need it. If you want to turn it in, you can. There's one caveat, and the one caveat is if you're a student out there and your academic GPA, that's your GPA from your 5 core subject areas, when you average them all out, if your GPA is below a 2.6, but above a 2.49. So between a 2.5 and a 2.59, okay? Because you're good, there's math for you, some numbers. If you're in that range, then we do require an SAT or an ACT. And you can see the requirements on our website at admissions.kennesaw.edu. If you look at the freshman section, if you take the ACT, it's an 18 on the English, or reading with an 18 on the math. If you're taking the SAT, it's a 500 on the critical reading and or evidence-based reading and writing. I let my old man out again and called it critical reading. I've been in higher ed for 16 years. So critical reading or evidence-based reading and writing, 500, 490 on the math if you're taking the SAT.
That's it for now.
Okay, cool. So what are things that you're comfortable with sharing? What are some of the things that you like to do off campus or on the weekends, stuff like that? What are some fun things? You've got your group of friends. What's your go-to? What do you do?
What I love to do on the weekends is I love to hang out with my roommates because we've gotten super close since I've moved here on campus. And we like to do these things I like to call roommate adventures. So we all hop into somebody's car and we like to just get lost somewhere, try and find our way back. Sometimes we'll stay up till like 2 a.m. doing little study sessions. And then once we're done with our study sessions, then we like to go find places that are still open. So that's like our adventure. So we'll go to Insomnia Cookie, and that's near Georgia Tech. It's actually downtown. So we'll drive all the way downtown, go get some cookies, bring it all the way back, or we'll go to the Wendy's that's right next to campus, and we just go hang out. We also find a bunch of like things that are open that are safe and socially distanced, of course, but super fun for roommates to do. And so I highly recommend getting involved with your roommates, getting to know your roommates, because they are going to become your best friends and they're going to become like your sisters. And so if you're ever looking for something to do, they're always going to have your back and they're always going to be there for you.
Insomnia Cookies. There you go. That's a good one.
Yes.
I know my daughter, her boyfriend, she's college age, and her boyfriend loved Insomnia Cookies.
Yes.
And so she would always get them and whatever, give them to him. Blah, blah, blah. Yuck. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even know why I brought it up. But woo, y'all, you're going downtown. You're going downtown that late at night. I hope your parents aren't watching this. Sheesh. It's a little fun, huh? A little fun, little adventure. Okay, good. How about you, Morgan?
Well, I've been with my roommate a lot. Me and her have gotten pretty close, and so we've been downtown too. Not at night, but not at night.
Y'all need to join forces, okay? Yeah. Strength in numbers.
We've been downtown too. We've been to the Ponce de Leon market on the Beltline, and we've walked across the Beltline, which is super nice. I recommend it and to go check it out. But also, Marietta has a square with a bunch of little shops you can go to, ice cream shops. We have a Taqueria Tsunami, which is very good. So a group of us sometimes go out and, explore around there. But around campus and stuff, a lot of times we have a movie night. A group of us will get together, sit in a lobby, watch a movie, play games, and just hang out.
That's cool. Do you have a genre of movies that you typically stick to, or is it just random?
We watch a lot of horror movies.
Yeah,
we watch a lot of horror movies.
All these horror films.
What's the most recent one you watched?
The Poughkeepsie tapes. We watched that.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Last night.
If you haven't heard of it, that means it's super scary.
That is
or it's silly. What is it?
It was kind of chilling. It's because it's like a mockumentary, so people think it's real. Oh. But it's
like the
not.
Blair Witch Project.
Exactly.
That's my era. One of the dudes that did that went to high school. He was a little bit older than me, but he went to high school with me. So, yeah, is it cool? No.
A little bit. Wait, I have one more question. What do you get at Taqueria Tsunami?
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Love that place.
Oh, gosh.
The Asian nachos. That's the only right answer. With the kogi beef.
I actually haven't gotten those, but I get, I try to switch it up every time because there's always something different. Yeah. But I think the last time I got like a bowl. I can't exactly remember what it was, but it was super good. I recommend it.
Y'all are in college at an incredible time, by the way, like a foodie time. Okay, so like when I was growing up, I grew up close to here. I grew up in Marietta, and the Marietta Square was dying. Sorry, all of us old Marietta folk. I mean, that place was dying. There was nothing there but shillings. Which is gone now. Which is gone now. I know, so I'm dating myself again. And some breakfast place that I can't remember the name of it. And a Blimpie was on the corner, I know, across from Marietta Pizza. So now it's popping. And I don't know if that's a cool thing to say. If the kids say it's popping, I doubt it.
It's lit.
It's lit. That sounds too old now too, though. I mean, Marietta Square is so cool now, right? And then there's so much stuff, whether you're on Chastain or you're going downtown. But yeah, Atlanta's a cool place to go to school. That is a nice thing about this. I'm going to segue, as I've been trained to do, that Atlanta is a really cool place to go to school, to have access to the city, but also, be out here in the burbs and have two beautiful campuses, fully like separate campuses from the city, but close to the city. And you're both in majors that have a lot of internship opportunities, job shadowing opportunities, co-ops even. So what's your hopes for, I know we're early in the old college career, but what do you hope to do with your lives after you complete your bachelor's degree? What's coming up after that, and what do you want to do for a career?
So I plan to be an orthodontist, and I actually want to open my own business. So I've currently just finished an internship, and I'm taking a break now that I'm in college. But hopefully my sophomore year, I'm going to start that back up. And I'm a teeth person. I love teeth. My entire family loves teeth.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Look away.
We like to have a competition.
Look away. Look at Morgan. Don't look at me.
Oh, we love teeth, so I'm super excited. And that's why I have my minor in marketing, so that I know how to.
Oh, smart. So smart. Entrepreneur with a capital E. That's awesome. Yeah, good stuff.
Well, it's kind of changed now since I've changed my major and everything. Originally, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer and work in that industry, but now that I'm a technical communications major, I'm still trying to figure out some of the jobs that are offered for me. But I definitely think I will definitely do something in the engineering industry and just being able to explain what engineers do to the general public and be able to have them understand, the hard things that, people just don't usually know.
Yeah, right.
So I'm definitely just looking into it, but I'm super excited for the classes and the new journey I'm taking.
So how did that transition happen, going from mechanical engineering to technical communications? Like, why technical communications? I mean, I know you just described it a little bit, but you had other choices, so why technical communications?
I kind of realized I'm not the biggest fan of math, which
High five, sister.
Which I love engineering concepts though, so
Okay.
So it was kind of a tear between. So I went in as a engineer, and I realized that it just wasn't for me. The math didn't click with me, but I still love those engineering concepts and learning those type of things. And so then I looked into technical communications, which involves engineering concepts and understanding technical concepts, but you can also convey it with writing, which I like to do, presentations, research, which is also another thing I like to do. So that's what kind of really pushed me over to technical communications as a major.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So definitely connect with our career planning and development office.
Definitely.
And they'll set you in the right direction. We have a fantastic career planning group here at the institution. And that degree program sounds so needed to me, because at least, now, I've already said, I mean, my undergrad's in religion and then everything else is in education. So engineering, math, biology, we're not friends, but that's okay. And I appreciate that we're all different people and we're skilled in different ways, right? So as you're getting out, and all of these, from what I understand, I mean, all of these engineering firms, they're jammed full of engineers, as they should be. But then a lot of them have to go get business degrees, or they do MBAs or things like that, even just to try to take their engineering knowledge and apply it and be able to communicate what they know how to do and what needs to be done in a business sense. So I imagine your degree program fits right in there in a niche area that will help out firms in so many different ways.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's neat. Well, we're getting close to the end of our time. Y'all are so close to you're in that awesome place of you're done with high school, you're now in college, but you're not seniors, right? So what's your advice to particularly seniors in high school out there right now, maybe even some juniors, about preparing to go to college? Like, what's your advice on, y'all did it in a different time too, recognizing that, a little bit of a different transition, but what's your advice to students out there as they think about transitioning to college? What should they be focusing on?
So definitely something that I would recommend focusing on, and something that I personally struggled with, is personal accountability. I know that when I was in college or in high school, I really relied on my teachers if I was missing assignments to keep bugging me. Hey Bree, turn in this assignment. Hey Bree, turn in this assignment. You know, or if I didn't do so hot on a test, I was waiting for the teacher to come up to me and say, hey Bree, do you want to recover this? And just reaching out to me. When you're in college, your teachers, they want to see you succeed, but that's also your job. It's your responsibility to have that success. So you need to be accountable for yourself. Don't rely on your professors to come and reach out to you every time you're missing homework, because that's not going to help you grow up. It's not going to help you develop into an amazing human being in the professional world, because once you get into the professional world, your boss isn't going to remind you. He's just going to, hey, sorry, you're fired, you know? So in college, we're trying to prepare you for that next step. So that being said, once you get that personal accountability, start working on it as soon as possible. If you haven't started working on it yet, it's too late. Like, you need to start. You have to already have started, because once you get here, you are going to grow up. You are going to have to succeed. And that is the best thing about college, because it is preparing you for the work world. And that is something that Kennesaw does so amazing, so super amazing, is that they are preparing you for the workforce. And I love that about Kennesaw, because I feel like once I graduate from Kennesaw, I could go out, start my own business, and I would be super prepared just to hop into the workforce.
Nice.
This was a personal thing for me that happened, and it was, high school really didn't challenge me as much as I thought it did. And so when I got to college, it was kind of a big wake-up call that it's challenging, but it's so rewarding at the same time. So once you learn something and you understand it, it might take a lot of work and it might take a lot of studying and time, but it's so rewarding in the end because you really do understand it. And on top of that, also just keeping a schedule, knowing when to study and what to study, and personal accountability, like Bree was saying. But in the end, it's just rewarding, and it's such a great feeling to have, to know, like, I did it.
Mm-hmm. Y'all brought up some incredible things, and I appreciate you taking the time, one, to be here, so thank you so much, and then to share your own experiences with everybody that's out there. Personal accountability, challenge and reward, that's what I'm going to call your section. That's really what's unique about college. It's hard to get these kinds of experiences. I call it the maturing bridge of life. I make up all these ridiculous things. So there's nothing like the college experience, the 4-year college experience particularly. You leave high school, you come and do this thing for 4 years, and then you're out in the real world, right? Whether that's grad school, that's optometry school, that's orthodontist, going to dental school, being an orthodontist, all that kind of stuff. Like, this is a unique time of life where you do get to get challenged. You have the opportunities to be rewarded by the things you're learning here. You have a lot of personal accountability, but also some flexibility, right? And hopefully you felt that from your professors, particularly this semester as we've been living in COVID time. But that is, just to be thrown out in the real world, that is hard. And so that college is a great time to put these things into practice. And that old adage that practice makes perfect is what I thought of when you said personal accountability. It's true. So do the things right now, take some risks and be challenged and rewarded. And then you get out there into real life, and you're much better prepared than your peers if you take advantage of what college offers you. So thank y'all for sharing those things. We are at the end of our time. So again, thank y'all for being here. Y'all are really popular, by the way. I mean, I don't mean that like in a superficial way, but let everybody know how they can check y'all out. I think y'all do some cool stuff on Instagram, right? And some things like that. So where might students see you in the future?
Well, I am a brand ambassador for Kennesaw State University, so if you are ever, wanting to know some more about Kennesaw, be sure to check out my takeovers, and those often happen, or you can follow me at Bree, B-R-E-E, _Stabler, S-T-A-B-L-E-R. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to DM me. I love talking to people that are interested in Kennesaw, and I love just having conversations with y'all. It's super amazing to meet you guys before, you get on campus.
I am also a brand ambassador, and I am active on Instagram. You can DM me anytime. I would be happy to answer any of your questions, and you can follow some of my feed to see some of the cool places I go on campus and off campus. So you can follow me at morgan.lilacole, Lilacole, on Instagram.
Nice. Very good. I do. That's one of the thrills of my life when I do an Instagram live is reading all the Insta handles, by the way. So y'all have some pretty straightforward ones, but there's some good ones out there. Woof. So a couple of reminders, everybody. Right now, I didn't mention it earlier, and I should have. It is scholarship application time. This is a reminder to y'all as well. If you have not done your scholarship application, I cannot think of something better for you to do next week as you prepare for lots of time with family and Thanksgiving and all of that stuff. Scholarship Universe, that's our application for both internal scholarships and then to tell you about external scholarships. So check it out. It opened on November the 1st. It's open right now. It's open all the way into the spring. So do not delay. Get your scholarship application in. December 1, lots of stuff. That's a Tuesday. So housing app, orientation app, all going to open up that day. That's also the last day to turn in documents for spring 2021. This Friday, the 20th, that's tomorrow, is the last day to apply for the spring. So a couple of little reminders in there for you as we head out of this live stream today. We always end with allies and a Hooty Hoo, so will you all do that with me? And we're going to say bye-bye to everybody. Okay.
All right.
Hooty Hoo, everybody.
Hooty
Hoo.
Hoo.